Okay, guys, take number 2 of the version 4 TBS Source 1 version 4 HD frame. As you can see, I went ahead and put some really nice stack screws on there from Ace Hardware, and yeah, the ones prior to this were vibrating loose, and I think these boards are pushed down with pins, so this time I didn't play around. I went and got some pretty serious stack screws for inside here, and that should put a stop to all that. This doesn't even budge. They're not extremely tight because obviously you don't want to crush the pins either, but this doesn't even budge, and that's what I want. I want to cut out any kind of movement at all on this. So I also figured out why my VTX crapped out halfway through the flight, because the weird pressure that's on the MMCX wire, I just touched it and it just popped off, and that's because there's just a weird pressure from here to here. So I went ahead and ordered a longer wire. So this drone is still down. I did put the new arm on it. I still got to zip tie this on there, and unfortunately I didn't realize the crash messed up my version 2 Baby Turtle CADX camera. The camera itself is fine. The board took a pretty rowdy hit from the bottom of it, and it destroyed some of the pads that were on it. I didn't notice it until after I took it off. So I have 2 extra HD wires. I'll have to order another board for the CADX, but honestly, I think I'm going to put the CADX camera up because I've been looking at this Hawkeye 4K split camera with EIS. They have a version 3.0 now, and it's pretty insane. It's about the equivalent of a decent naked GoPro Hero for about $100. So I'm trying to get my hands on that. If I can get that, then I can start shooting in 4K with electronic image stabilization all in one camera from here, and just attach it straight to the board, and then put my, actually this is a 20 by 20, so I'm actually going to end up having to put the HD board on the bottom of all this, which will be kind of a downside because the SD card slot will be in the way of the wires, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm sure I might be able to find a different place to mount it, but we'll see. There's tons of room in this frame to mount things, so I'm not really that worried about it. But for right now, this is not going to be running an HD cam. I'll be doing FPV footage through analog signal on my goggles or my receiver to record flights with this. So I put my Spectrum camera back in there temporarily until we get things squared away. So I'm actually going to retune this quad now that it's got a new flight controller. I have to move my entire profile over this one and dump it, and then get this set up with the transmitter again, and the version 4 HD TBS Source 1 will have its second maiden flight, and I'm going to do the same thing I did the first time. I went full send the first time. I'm going to go full send the second time. So we're waiting on a wire right now, and that's pretty much it. We're just waiting on the MMCX wire to come in so I can replace this, so that this doesn't have that weird amount of pressure at a strange angle, because I just touched it and it just pulled out and disconnected. So obviously when I flipped upside down and I went to go do my split S, it just popped off halfway through the flight, and all of a sudden I lost all VTX signal, so it just dumped out of the sky. So we don't want to do that again. I don't want to break arms. They're actually, the arms, ordering 2 arms by themselves was like almost $10, so it's $5 an arm. It's actually a little more expensive than I thought it was going to be. So I have an extra arm this time. I did put a new arm on the back, so we're good to go. I just need to finish zip tying this. Everything's connected, and it's about to be sent up for its next maiden as soon as that new wire comes in. So yeah, that's where we're at with this.